Hey everyone, I hope you're all doing really well. Today I have a very much overdue update for my non-makeup project pan. This is a project where I am focusing on those non-makeup beauty products, all other categories really. And these are products that oftentimes I end up overlooking. I don't really find a space for in my routine, things that get old, and I just kind of seem to hold on to them. So I want to use them up throughout this project pan. That is the ultimate goal, is to use up some beauty products. I kicked off this project back at the end of November, and I am supposed to be updating this project every other month, but here we are about 3 months since my last update, and yeah, that's just what seems to have happened. I don't know how I let this one slip by, but nevertheless, I'm gonna share with you all the progress that I've made on my focus products in these past 3 months. And I'm gonna be rolling some new items in just for funsies because my progress is not great. I don't know what happened. I don't know why that's the case. I just ended up overlooking a lot of these products, but nevertheless, let's hop on into it. So I'm gonna kick it off with a product that has been in the project since I very first introduced it, which was last November. This is a product that just seems to be very slow going for me, even though I've been reaching for it pretty consistently. This is my Kopari Starry Eye Balm, and there is very little remaining in it, so I am very happy about that. You can see just a small amount of product on the perimeter here. And when I look at my progress pictures from throughout this project pan, I can really see a difference in this every single update, but it is a lot slower going than I had initially thought when I rolled it into the project. However, in my last update, I did say that I thought this was gonna take me through to the late summer, mid to late summer, and that is definitely the case. I'm using this relatively consistently. I've been using this not every single night, but I have most definitely been using it 4 to 5 nights a week, which is great for me. It has been a very consistent part of my routine. It just is a product that you just don't need a lot. You really don't need very much, and it is a little bit more firm of a balm, so I don't pick up very much product either. And yeah, it's just slow going, but by the next time I sit down and update this project pan, it will be gone. It most definitely will be gone because there's so little remaining in here. Next up, I do have an empty, which I'm very happy about. This is the Derma E Ferulic Acid Resurfacing Pads. I received these in PR from Derma E quite a while ago, and if you know the story with these ones, I don't know what the expiration date is on them anymore because the writing has entirely rubbed off. So I just wanted to ensure that I got them used up this year because I do recall it ending in 23. So that was all that I knew about it. It was sometime in 2023, and thankfully these are gone. They were not a regular part of my routine. They were a thing that every once in a while I would kind of remember, oh yeah, I need to dip into those and use them. But it was a little bit of an inconvenience, not gonna lie, because you had to use them after cleansing your skin, and then you had to also wash this product off. So it would just kind of sit on the skin for a couple of moments, and then you'd have to wash it off. So it just ended up being so much more extra work for results that I did not see because I wasn't using this that often. So happy to have worked through them. This is a nice glass package, which I think I'm gonna hold on to just to like depot other products into, just to kind of have this for whatever the case may end up needing to be. If like a pump stops working on a product and I need to kind of depot it, this is a great container for that. But yeah, otherwise, don't really have any opinions on it, if I'm honest. This next item I have is a product that I rolled in a couple updates ago in like the early parts of this year. It is the Fable and Mane HoliRoots hair oil. And when I first rolled this in, I had quite a bit of product in here. I had only used it a couple of times. And in that first update, I was able to make quite a bit of progress. I saw a huge leap in this, and I was pretty confident that I was gonna be able to finish this up by today's update, which I had anticipated to be a full month ago. But I'm here to report that I think I've used this only one time. I entirely forgot about this product. It sits in my bathroom cabinet and it's just very small. It just gets overlooked. I 100% forgot that it was in this project pan when I was trying to round up these products. I was like, I feel like I had 5 products in this project. How come I cannot find or remember what the fifth thing is. And then I started thinking, did I throw it out? And I had to go back and watch my last video to remember that this is in the project. So yeah, I do need to mark it. I unfortunately didn't do that before sitting down to film, but it's only moved maybe a couple millimeters, so I don't even know if it's worthwhile to make a new marking. This is definitely eye-opening that that's the reason why I've had this in my collection for so long. I've definitely had this since 2020. It's just a small amount of product, 14.4 milliliters, and here we are in the middle of 2023 and I still have product remaining in here because it's just not something that has made its way into my routine. But I definitely want to have this done by the time I update this project pan again because yeah, I've been slacking on it and there's so little remaining in here. So I'm gonna make that happen for my next update, no doubt. So hopefully the Kopari Starry Eye Balm and this will be an empty in a couple months time. At the same time that I rolled in that Fable and main item, that previous product that we just talked about, I also rolled in this Retinol eye cream from the Inkey list. I did receive this in PR and it's a product that I've had for quite some time. I don't believe that the retinol in this is actively working anymore because this does only have a 6 months period after opening and I've had this since the tail end of 2021. So yeah, definitely it's not working, but this still is a very hydrating product. It hasn't caused any sort of irritation to my skin or bothered my eyes in any way, shape, and form. So I've been trying to work my way through this, but I am very slow to use up eye creams because you really don't need very much product whatsoever. And this originally contained 15 mils, which is a pretty decent amount of eye cream in my opinion. When I rolled this into the project pan, I had just shy of half the amount of product remaining in here. And in the first update, I really didn't see much progress at all. And that had been over a 2-month period, but I was reaching for this pretty regularly. And now that there's been about 3 months since my last update, there is quite a large jump. So you can see I'm down to about this point. If I try to squeeze the product down to the bottom, that's about where it lands, maybe even a little bit farther down than that. I did have to redraw my original lines because they were super faded and like fuzzy, but those are approximations of where they were at before. And yeah, so I'm down to here. There still is quite a bit of product, especially because this is the widest part of the tube. So I think this is gonna still take me several more months, but I have been reaching for it really, really regularly. Whenever I use this, I use the Starry Eye Balm on top of it, and I love this combination. It's super hydrating. I have started to notice that I do have a lot more dryness around my eyes. I don't have necessarily deep set lines, but I do have some fine lines happening there. So it's nice to go in with some intense hydration in that area. And I have been finding that this product does the job just fine. Every once in a while, if I end up dispensing a little bit too much on here, I will put it kind of around my smile lines and my 11s here, I guess is what you would call them. I don't really find that that's a problem area, or to be honest, I don't really worry about lines that much, but I do put it where I am aging, if that makes sense. Even though I don't think that the retinol's really doing all that much, just a little dose of extra hydration never hurts. So this will be in the project for a couple more months, probably through to the end of the year if I do decide to keep going on this project. So far, I kind of think that this is just going to be a project pan that I keep working on throughout the remainder of this year and potentially ongoing, because it's a great way to ensure that these things that just sit around and kind of end up being in my life for a long time without any sort of use, I really want to bring them to the forefront, and this has been a really great exercise for me. So I kind of think this is just going to become an ongoing thing for me. Let me know if that's something that you're interested in continuing to keep tabs on in the coming months and into next year, maybe even too. And then the final product that I'm currently focusing on in this project pan is something that I had just rolled in my last update. It is the Versed Photos Please Brightening Tightening Face Mask. I did receive this in PR again quite a while back, and it was something that I just didn't open because I had a few other clay mask type of products sticking around in my life, and I wanted to use those up in advance of diving into this. And so I only had opened it just before the last time that I updated this project pan, so about 3 months ago, and I had about this much product. So from the bottom up to here is how much I had in here when I first rolled it into the project pan after 1 use. And now I'm down to here after an additional 7 uses in this. This says it has 12 plus uses. I think I have about 5 to 6 more uses remaining in here in the bottom half-ish of this packaging, which is perfect. So by my next update, I should be done with this. 7 uses in 3 months is really not that great, but for me, I feel like that's pretty good because masks are, again, one of those things that takes a lot more time. You kind of need to have time in your routine, time in your day to be able to do a face mask, and that's not oftentimes something that I find myself capable of doing. So for me to have used this 7 times in 3 months, I'm happy about it, most definitely, and I will most definitely be able to finish off those final uses in the coming months because this clay kind of formulation is amazing for me in the summertime. I really, really have been enjoying the way that my skin looks after using this. I've been finding I have a lot more congestion just because I have been sweating more, a lot more humidity in the air, and this really helps to just tighten the skin and just make my skin feel very clean. So really been enjoying that. Now, while I only have finished off one product for today's update, which was those Derma E pads, I decided I'm gonna be rolling 2 new things in just because I wanna get moving on them. So now is the time, let's just make it happen. So the first of my 2 new roll-ins is going to be my Pinrose Secret Genius fragrance. This is a product that I want to use up sooner than later, not because I dislike it, it's actually because I absolutely love this, but it is getting a little bit older in my collection. I'm not entirely sure when I purchased this, but I believe it was in 2019, maybe even 2018. And I have only a little bit remaining in here actually. I marked it right here. Now you won't be able to see it. This packaging is pretty opaque, but when I do stand it up to the light, I can see that it just sits right below the label. So that's where I've marked it, and I foresee myself being able to use this up in probably about 4 months or so. I'm not the kind of person that wears fragrance every single day. I oftentimes just end up wearing body spray or nothing because I work from home. I spend a lot of time by myself, so what's the point? But this is something that smells incredible and is perfect for the summertime, so I want to ensure that I'm using it at least through the month of August and into the early parts of fall, and I'll have this empty for sure by the end of this year without a doubt. This is a incredible scent. I love, love, love this scent. It's such a favorite of mine. It is sweet and a little bit citrusy, but it's grown up and a little bit sultry. I don't know, I really like it. It's like caramel and vanilla, and it has like this citrusy kind of scent to it as well. Very fresh, very clean, but still sophisticated, grown up, I don't know, mature, if that makes sense. But anyways, I will be using this up throughout this project pan, and I cannot wait. It is the kind of thing that once I realized that I had like half of it left, I kind of just stopped wearing it for a while, and I would find myself not reaching into it because I didn't want to use it up. But now I want to use it up because I want to enjoy it while I have it and while it's in still its freshest kind of state. It is a little bit older, but it still smells just like it did on day one, and I want to enjoy it. So yeah, I'm gonna be rolling this in and hopefully finishing this up in the coming months. And then my second roll-in is an item that is just kind of wishful thinking, if I'm honest with you. So it is this Derma E Keratin Thickening Spray. And while I was kind of looking through my products, trying to think about what I wanted to roll in potentially in the future in this project pan, I realized that I might want to roll this in sooner than later because this says use by 12/2023. So this says to use it by the end of this year. I received this in PR, I believe it was in 2020 when I received it, and I've just not really used it since I first got it. So I'm at about here in the product. So I had used it pretty consistently for the first couple weeks that I got it, and honestly after that I think I forgot entirely about it. So I haven't used it in a long time. It's just been sitting in my drawer. It was at the back of my drawer in like my Alex unit behind me, and I don't really often go into the bottom drawer of that. So yeah, I totally forgot I had this. So we are going to use as much as possible. I'm sure this will still be fine after that Best Buy date, but I want to use as much as I can before that date occurs. So I have until December for this to be in its prime. I'm sure I'll keep using it beyond that. I use products for way longer than their Best Buy dates if they still work, and that will more likely than not end up being the case with this one. But yeah, I just realized how urgently I should be prioritizing this, and so I will be using this in the coming months most definitely, and monitoring my usage on it. Because this is a liquid and there is just a little bit of visibility here, you will be able to watch my progress happening throughout the project pan, and I think that that is something that's very, very satisfying. So we're moving this project up to 6 focus products as opposed to the 5 that I have been using throughout this project historically, but I am so happy that I've decided to just roll an extra item into here because these are all products that need to get used up. I want to familiarize myself with them. I want to just get them gone, to be honest, as well. Just minimize the amount of stuff in my life. So that, my friends, is absolutely everything. Thank you so, so much for watching and for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, everyone.